Hey, welcome. What's up, guys and gals? MLB DFS Pre-Lock Live for Friday night, and we got ourselves a big 15-game slate tonight. A lot going on, some weather, a bunch of other things. But first of all, welcome to yourfielderschoice.com. Right now, we have a college football special going on for all new members. $25 a month for the first 2 months. So that's $50 for 2 months. College football starts actually tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think it's 1 p.m. kickoff. We got CFL. We have so much going on. Small sports is our thing here at YFC. Of course, and of course, we still have MLB as our flagship, and NFL and NBA and all that. But small sports is definitely our thing. It's our specialty. So if you're into small sports, you're into the niche sports, definitely check us out, yourfielderschoice.com. So we have the special, $25 a month or $50 for 2 months. What we got going on tonight here, we have NFL preseason, 7 p.m. We have some content out for that. WNBA, 2 games, 8 p.m. Walter Riddell, our small sports expert, has got content out for that. Also, tomorrow, there's a 3-gamer for WNBA starting at 1 p.m. We got CFL tonight. There's a 3-game slate. It starts tonight instead of last night because of the COVID issues. That goes off at 7:30. We have really strong content on CFL. If any of you guys want some CFL football, what else we have? KBO. KBO is back. DK's back running it. We've had KBO every morning, KBO content. And then, of course, college football. Walter's got his big article, his big top plays for tomorrow's 3-game slate, opening slate week 0. We also have 2 games tomorrow night. We're going to have a Discord show at some point tomorrow afternoon, me and Walter, for premium members. Also, 11 a.m. tomorrow is a super show, 2 hours before a lock, kind of like an MLB here, kind of a DFS pre-lock live for college football. We did it last year. I'll be ready for that. We had a show last night, live stream, last night, Thursday night for football. So much going on. And then we haven't even talked about NFL starting. So, but MLB, we're still grinding. I do an article every day. I do the top plays. We do the show like 3 times a week. And we got a big one tonight, 15 games. So let's get right to it. If anybody has any questions, throw them in the YouTube chat. Either me or the admin will answer them. We'll get to them. If not, let's roll. And weather. So weather's actually changed tonight. So we were all worried about Philadelphia, the Noel game. We're all worried about Baltimore and Tampa. Tampa going up against Matt Harvey. So I just got actually some updates here from Kevin Roth, the kind of the DFS rotor grinders weather guy. Got to give him kudos. Does a great job. And the latest we have now is the Mets game is actually the update of the Mets game looks like the worst shape. The Nationals and Mets. There's a flash flood warning over the ballpark at Citi Field. Definitely looks like a late start, and there's no promises the game will play, according to Kevin Roth. The storms may dissipate, but probably going to be too much water to roll. So right now, it's not postponed yet. There's probably going to be a delay. Washington and the Mets are our biggest concern right now. So now looking at the Arizona-Philadelphia game, people are interested in Noel. He's one of the highest owned pitchers tonight projected. The latest now, he's kind of downgraded it. He doesn't see anything immediately threatening in Philadelphia. Pop-up storm may come up, but they should be good to go. Tampa Bay at Baltimore, Camden Yards, a big hitter's park tonight, especially Matt Harvey on the mound for Baltimore. Kevin's saying it looks like the worst of the storm is already cleared east of Baltimore. He still says anything's possible, but they should be good to go. So right now we're looking at the Mets and Washington game as our worst problem. So I'll see if anything's been updated. People have been asking him, can they still run the SPs? I mean, he's saying that though there is weather, so there is some kind of a risk, but it is much better than it was this morning. And it was like football weather actually in New York that they're saying on the Jets Bengals. So that's it. So I would put it with a 15-game slate. Especially if there's a delay, if there's a chance of a delay of a postponement, I would just knock that game right out. And that's what I would be doing then with the Mets and Washington. Especially now, I was all onto Ryan Zimmerman with that BVP against Rich Hill, but Zimmerman's not in the starting lineup anyways. So just knock the Mets out, knock Washington out. Now pretty much talk about a 14-game slate. And Vegas. Let's run to Vegas quick so we can move through here and get out of here, make our lineups. Right now, Vegas, highest implied team scoring runs tonight is the Tampa Bay Rays at 6-1. We said going up against righty Matt Harvey, a gas can. They dropped a little bit, 0.3 of a point. They opened at 6-4. They're now 6-1. They're the only team though above 6 runs. Is Tampa Bay in Camden Yards at Hitters Park. Warm there. I think the wind was blowing out last I looked, but big Hitters Park tonight, 6-1 Rays. Beside that, the closest is the White Sox in. The White Sox going up against the Cubs. The Battle of Chicago Kings, 5.7. We know the Cubs are pretty much giving it up on the year. Red Sox, 5.6. They've dropped just a little bit against Cleveland. And then you got a couple teams at 5-4. Toronto, Padres, Dodgers. Then we get into all the rest of them. Phillies, Astros, Brewers, and Mets. No longer Mets. They're all the teams above 5. So the main teams you're pretty much looking for, probably like in your stack, but they're going to be popular, the Rays. White Sox, of course, the Red Sox. And I guess the Blue Jays. On the money line, heaviest favorite right now is the Dodgers, minus 253. They opened up at 244, so they jumped up a little bit. Beside that is Philadelphia, minus 245 with Nola. So that's also pushing some of that projected ownership in the Philly game with Nola, 245. Big favorite against Arizona at home. And then a couple other teams over 200. We got the Rays minus 210. McClanahan's rolling for the Rays. He's just expensive tonight. Great GPP play. White Sox minus 206. That's Dallas Keuchel going. I call him Keuchel. I guess it's Keuchel, but. And then the Padres at minus 204 over the Angels. That's the Musgrove game. All right, so the big favorites are the Dodgers and Phillies. So the big favorites of the night. And then a little bit of the Rays, White Sox, and Padres. All right, let's roll. Let's look at pitchers. Our cheat sheet is out. I have these new headphones in, so I'm probably screaming. But our cheat sheet has been updated. Let me just make sure I update it again here. All right, so our latest numbers have 3 pitchers over like 24%. That's pretty much where I saw it going. Aaron Nola, Logan Gilbert, Garrett Cole. Let's start with, I hate to say, man, but I'm a Cole guy. And I was actually off Nola especially because of the weather. I wasn't going to mess with Nola in the weather when you got Cole pretty much the same price. But I'm rolling Cole as man. People are pretty much the same. Nola actually probably has a better matchup. But beside getting smashed by Tampa back in July, Cole has bounced back in a huge way. He's given up now just 7 hits, 1 earned run over his last 2 starts. That's 11 innings. Struck out 15, walked just 2. It's not the greatest matchup going up against the A's in Oakland on the West Coast. But the A's now have lost 5 straight, lost last night. I think 9 of their last 11 or something like that. And they're only scoring 2.7 runs a game. What scares me, though, the A's do have bats, and they're going to come alive one night. I don't think it's going to be tonight with Garrett Cole. Cole's a stud. He's actually cheaper than McClanahan. I don't understand that. But to me, Cole is my top pitcher. I don't have to get into the whole thing about Nola. My problem with Nola is, I probably even shouldn't say it, but it's more of a thing with me. I don't like scaring people off him. But if you look at Noah's logs, it seems like every time he has a good game, he's got a bad game. Good game, bad game. Take a look at his logs and see how they are. Last game, he had a really good game. He had like 30 DK points. But pretty much, Cole and Noah are I pick them. Salaries are the same. Like I said, probably a better matchup for Noah, Arizona at home. Oakland, Arizona, both strike out. It's pretty much the same. But once again, I am leaning Cole, and especially now, remember, Philadelphia's got some home run issues in that park. So Noel could give up a home run. We all know Cole might give up 1 or 2 a game. He's like a Max Scherzer, but I'm comfortable with Cole right now. He's pitching well again, but you can definitely go Noah. Can you go both of them? I'm going to try that when I get off. I'm going to try to see if I can make a lineup with Noah and Cole. That would be the ultimate way to go. If there's enough value out there, that would be the way to go if you can do it. If you can't, Logan Gilbert is catching all the love. He's the 3rd highest. He's like 24% projected on our cheat sheet. And I've been a Gilbert guy all year for the Mariners, but he has not pitched good lately. He came up this season. He was kind of struggled a little bit. Then he went on a really good, really strong run. And now the last couple of games, he's been kind of blah. So I'm still high on him. Let me see. He's got a 5.16 ERA, but he's got 3.94 xFIP. That means positive regression should be coming. 26.6% strikeout. Like I said, he's had 2 bad starts. But we've also seen him throw. We've also seen him throw games in the 30 DK point range. I think it's a good matchup against the Royals. The Royals are not that powerful, but still, I mean, I don't know. It seems like every time I play against the Royals, they end up doing well. But I don't. I'm going back. I'm going back and forth on this kid because I still see him as a GPP pitcher. But he's. Let me see. He got over 20% K rate against both sides of the plate. He does get hit harder by right-handed bats. But if you look at it, outside of Salvi, there really isn't much power from the right side. So he does have the salary there. Definitely the salary's there. He does have the K upside, and he's going to be chalky. So probably the way to go is probably going to be Cole slash Nola and Gilbert. That's probably the way the masses are going to go in cash, and it may be the smart way to go. If you can get Cole and Nola, great, run it. So I'm going to try to do that, but that's probably not going to be possible. Joey Musgrove. I've been on Musgrove most of the day. At one point I even had Musgrove as my SP2, but I don't know. I mean, I still think he's in a decent spot tonight. I mean, he's got a 3.04 ERA, 3.46 xFIP, 28% strikeout rate he's got 24 starts. So, and he's actually pitching much better. Let me see through his last 5 starts. He's got over 25 DK points. So, the problem is I just don't think you can trust him like you can the other guys. I said, but the last 5 out, he's got 2.70 ERA, 320 FIP across 30 innings. The Angels, with no Mike Trout, I mean, they only got a 135 ISO last 2 weeks, 26% K rate, but he's 9.6. So I'm going to lean back toward Gilbert again. So like the Cola slash Nolan Gilbert. But I wouldn't argue anybody off Musgrove if they do run him in cash. I like Musgrove when you know when he's on, he's on. So a lot of people have been talking about McClanahan, but he's so expensive. So definitely GPP play against Baltimore. I wasn't on him at all because of the weather, but the weather's clearing up. Let me see. He's got 2.88 ERA, 1.31 WHIP, 29% strikeout. This is all the second half after the All-Star break. He's got over 23 fantasy points 4 times, but 2 of those games are against Baltimore. So he should have a good game tonight against Baltimore. The problem is, this is why I kind of got burned the other night. Using Otani. I used Otani. I've been using Otani all year, though, but you got to watch Camden Yards. Camden Yards a hitter park, especially when it's hot and the ball's flying out. So can you going to do it 3 times against Baltimore now? Probably. Only hitting 218, 285 weighted on base, but I think McClanahan is more of a GPP play, and I think it's just kind of leave it at that. Any other kind of plays for GPPs? You got Zach Thompson. I mean, the Reds are a struggling team, but Thompson still has been doing. I mean, he's got. Let me see, 26. No, the Reds are strike out 26% time. So Thompson, GBP play only. Who else we got? Jake Odorizzi is going to be popular. Going against the Rangers, are pretty much have given up. I do see his name popping up. Let me see on the latest. He's actually the fourth rate projected at 14%. So that's where you get down the Musgrove Odorizzi area. So I think pretty much in cash, you got to make a decision. Are you going to use Nola or Cole? And I'd probably go with Gilbert. Be asking Don Days. You asking about Matt's GPP? I mean, I used Matt's last week and I just got burned, and all of a sudden he just doesn't strike people out anymore. I mean, I guess he's in a good spot. I mean, GPP. I'll pretty much say anybody's in GPP. That's just not a gas can, and Matt's not a gas can. So, I mean, it's the Tigers. Let me see. They got Miggy batting 4th, Candelario 3rd. Hosse's back. I mean, Matt's of course in play 8-2. I mean, for GPPs, the Tigers they could lay down and strike out 9 times, and they could actually hit hard. So, but GPP only definitely. Anybody I'm forgetting about? No, I would think of all these cash plays. I think Cole's my guy. Or you can go with Noah. And then Musgrove, Gilbert. I'd probably throw Odorizzi in there, mainly because he's going up against the Rangers, and they suck. FanDuel, right now, it's all about Noah on FanDuel. Looking at our projection on ownership, he's like 24% owned on FanDuel. Cole's only 8% owned on FanDuel. But he's also $1,200 higher than Noah. So yeah, if you're playing a FanDuel, run Noah as your pitcher, as your SP1, as your SP, and then DK. I'm sorry, I'm running Cole. All right, that's pitching. So let's move on to the positions here. I'm pulling our cheat sheet up. If you're a premium member, grab your cheat sheet. If you're watching, let's go through this. Said ownerships have been updated. It'll be updated again, definitely before lock, probably 2 more times. But the latest we have, so I may shout out a name of somebody that's been scratched. So if I do, somebody yell at me in the chat room, because there's a bunch of different players going here tonight. So catcher, looks like Christian Vasquez is looking at. There's nobody over 15%, so there's nobody gonna be chalky at catcher. So why don't we just go by actually who I like at catcher? I really don't like anybody. I mean, I don't mind Zunino. He's batting 9th though, against Matt Harvey. Zunino can definitely hit righties, but he's too expensive, I think, tonight, especially when you're going with guys like Cole. 236 ISO against righties, but you can always lose one. GPP play. I do like Yadi Molina. I think he's got a great matchup against Peters. He's in a value range, 224 ISO, 354 WOBA. I don't mind Yachty. Jacob Stallings is another one I don't mind for Pittsburgh. I'm assuming, and that's one player I didn't look up. I'm assuming Stallings is in the middle of that lineup for Pittsburgh against J. Happ. Yeah, he's batting 5th. So J. Happ's going for the Cardinals. We all know Happ's a Hall of Fame gas can. So Stallings at 3.7 in play. Any of these righties, Stallings, Michael Chavis, we'll talk about in a second. Key Brian Hayes, I like. Any punts? So I had Riley Adams from Washington, but we're kind of nixing that game now. So who else do we have for punts here? We got Andrew Knapp at 2K for the Phillies. I mean, I guess he's your top punt. And then Vasquez for Boston. Vasquez is now below. Boston's lineup, no, is it out yet? Maybe it's out now, but it wasn't out a little while ago. Boston's holding out their lineup because Kiki and, oh my God, I just drew a blank. Who's the other guy? The infielder. Just went through COVID protocols. So Kiki's definitely not playing. That's why Boston hasn't released their lineup yet. Christian Arroyo. So you may see Yaro Munoz actually leading off tonight for the Red Sox at 2K against Logan Allen, who's a gas can for Cleveland. Munoz may be a nice little punt play if he actually starts. He's in spring training. Actually won a bunch of money with Munoz in spring training at 2K. Okay. So if you're the catcher whisperer, who's our catcher tonight then? Oh, you can't run Adams now if we're running if we're not running that game because of the weather. Man, listen, actually I meant to look at is in the Cubs game, there's some BVPs, but I didn't see the Cubs lineup when I was looking earlier. The Romine brothers, Austin and Andrew, they're both of them at BVPs against Dallas Keuchel. Austin's 2.6. So righty lefty. So Austin Romine may actually be a sneaky play also for a punt, because he does have a GPP. I can't remember what it was, but it's like 5 for 10 or something like that. So that might be a sneaky play right there. So catching sucks tonight. I would say go the cheapest you can find, and roll from there. Eric Haase, though, I'm not paying 4.6 against Mats. He's just coming back. Gary Sanchez, have the Yankees come out yet? You got Sanchez is down below 4K now. But I guess they're not out yet either. So Andrew Knapp just got placed on COVID. So there goes our Phillies punt. So who's catching? JT's back in the lineup. JT was actually one of my top plays today, but he's expensive. So Knapp hit the COVID list. New Phillies lineup out. Check it out. Didi's now dropped. I did like Didi. He dropped now from 4th to 5th. JT's been the cleanup spot now catching. So that's the latest. Mitch Garver is placed on the IL also for the Twins. All right, so no Yankee lineup out yet. All right, let's go on first base. Get off this catchers. Play whoever you want. Catchers suck. They'll be good tonight. First base, looking at our projections for YFC. Nelly Cruz is got 18%, pretty much the highest. Yeah, there's nobody even close to him right now. So Nelly Cruz is now first base eligible, only first base, not outfield eligible anymore on DK. Batting second, righty on righty though, but Nelly Cruz can handle Matt Harvey. So Cruz is your top popular play. Brad Miller is Brad Miller is always popular. Batting fifth against Tyler Widener. Miller can hit righties. He's only 3.5. So Miller's not a bad punt play. I don't mind Miller tonight if you want to punt it. Who else we have? You got Miggy, you got Vlad, of course. Jose Abreu, Joey Votto. Votto has dropped below 5K. And Joey Votto is going to be very low owned. Probably under like 8%. Batting cleanup against Zach Thompson. So we've seen him. He's been hitting righties all year, crushing them. 438 WOBA, 347 ISO, and now below 5K. I don't mind Joey Votto at 4.7. If Pujols plays tonight for the Dodgers, I don't mind him. He should be batting cleanup. He's a punt play. And then Michael Chavis may be surprised he's not showing ownership. I thought he was going to be popular. But Michael Chavis, who's now plays for Pittsburgh, the ex-Red Sox, batting third against Jay Happ, and Chavis can hit lefties. I mean, he's never had a problem. He's a boomer bust hitter, but Chavis has never had problems hitting lefties. So he just had 4 hits the other night, 7 hits over his last 3. Batting third against Happ, and Happ's been crushed by righties all season long. So probably at the end of the day, Chavis is probably going to be the way. I just dropped my head. Chavis is probably going to be the way to go. If you want to punt it, he's not cashy though, man. So yeah, I would say Chavis or Brad Miller, but Nelly Cruz is the top play if you had the money. Yeah, G said you like Zeno. I like Zeno too. It's righty on righty. He's batting ninth though, but he's pricey though. We're gonna have to find some value. I like Chavis at that punt. Second base, to me, it's all about Brandon Lau tonight, and he's got 18% ownership on DK. He's got the most ownership projected on FanDuel. For me, Brandon Lau's a core play. 5.4, lock him in. I lock him in on FanDuel and DK. Lock him in. Trey Turner's a good play. GPP. Semion's a decent play, but he's just as expensive. He's at 5K. Anybody cheap? Tommy Edman, I don't mind. And I made a note in our premium room the other day, Johnny India. India is coming back to Miami. He grew up in the Lauderdale area. Played baseball for Florida Gators. He bought out like one whole entire section for his whole weekend for all his family and friends. So Jonathan India is going to have a weekend. I'm not saying I'm probably playing him somewhere tonight. I'm not saying play him cash, but you know you can. But he's now back below 5K. India is a great spot against Thompson. I will be playing him somewhere this weekend though. Polanco, still under 4K. It's Lauer, and I said Michael Chavis. You can play Michael Chavis at first or second. Why is Polanco in a starting lineup? Yeah, he's batting second. Polanco still does not get recognition he should be getting. The kid still right now is only projected like 7% ownership. So there's no Kiki tonight. Brandon Lau's your play. Lock in Brandon Lau. If you don't want to be different, Johnny India or Polanco. Just keep playing Polanco. All right, third base. Third base to me is a pay down tonight. I don't like anybody at third. Probably Manny Machado is probably my favorite play. I'm not paying for Manny Machado. I'm not paying 4.9. Even 4.9 is not bad for Macho, but I'm not paying that. You can go Kevin Smith as the ultimate punt at 2K. For Toronto, who else you got? Yanni Diaz. I don't play Yanni Diaz anymore. I just think he sucks. No power. I'd rather play Joey Wendell in the same spot. Urias is in play, I guess. Like I said, third base blows tonight. Donaldson's always in play. Justin Turner definitely in play, but he's expensive. Chris Taylor. Chris Taylor's probably my favorite play, actually. He smokes lefties. Some people think Freeland's is better and good now. I think Freeland sucks. But Taylor definitely has an elite matchup tonight. Ray smokes lefties at 270 ISO, 413 WOBA, like Chris Taylor. He's high fours. Key Brian Hayes against Jay Happ. He's got hits in 6 straight games now. Three extra base hits. Key Brian Hayes in play. You got J Ram, of course, against Erod. So I think you either punt it with Kevin Smith. You do something. You don't spend money on this lineup in this position. Maybe I say it could be either Kevin Smith or like a Joey Wendell or something. Even I think Chris Taylor may be expensive because we go right to shortstop, and I think shortstop the play. I'm all over Bo Bichette tonight for Toronto, and on DK. FanDuel. I mean, yeah, probably Bichette too, but definitely that 4.7 price on DK. I'm all over. So I'm actually coring him. DD at 3.9 at shortstop. I know he jumped shortstop, but DD at 3.9 is a good play. He's not bad at fifth. No, he's not. He's not batting cleanup anymore with GT in the lineup. Wander Franco's in a good spot at 5.3. He's hitting the shell of the ball. It's over his last 10 games hitting 410 with a home run. And so I think if you're gonna looking at shortstop, our projections have actually Bo Bichette also. So we have Bo Bichette highest owned at DK, highest on FanDuel. Willie Adames is a little bit closer on FanDuel. Bichette, we got him like 12% owned, but Bichette's the play. So I'm coring what Brandon allowed. I'm coring Bo Bichette. I'm going to mess around with third base, somewhere cheap, probably save him at first base, unless I can fit Joey Votto in somewhere. And catchers are going to be a punt too, so maybe we can do this. Outfield then. Outfield, Austin Meadows is a big play. Austin, he has been hitting great, but when you can get Austin Meadows in a spot like this against Matt Harvey, it's not even Matt Harvey, that Baltimore bullpen when Harvey leaves, you love Meadows. At 4.7, 304 ISO, crushes righties, great play. Another play I really like, and I think he's for some reason he's really quiet tonight, and nobody's even talking about him. Actually, two plays. Abisal Garcia from Milwaukee. Now, Garcia now is below 4K. Yeah, he's got a 441 elite WOBA. That's elite. Hard contact north of 50%. This all against lefties, and he gets his matchup against Albers. I mean, Abby's a cash play. So Abby at 3.9 is definitely in play. Definitely in play. And nobody's talking about Giancarlo Stanton. Stanton is totally crushing now. He looks. I've been watching him a lot. He looks like the Giancarlo Stanton from the Miami days. I've been saying that for 3 days now. He's still like 4% owned every day, but Stanton is crushing. Let me see. He's locked in. He's 4.2. He's got OPS over 1.292 over his last 10 games. And his last 4 games is 6 for 15 with 3 home runs. We all know when Giancarlo Stanton gets rolling, Giancarlo Stanton can rake. And they made a player in baseball that is good when Giancarlo Stanton is locked in. So he should be. I mean, he's going against Sean Manaea. Manea's no pushover. I still like Stanton. Probably, and this is where sometimes I get myself in trouble because Meadows is the popular play. He's going to be popular. I did core him, but if you go back and look now, Meadows, well, he's not. He's only hit 210 over the last month, but he's hitting 310 over the last week. But now he's coming off. Well, he's 0 for his last 4, but then he had 3 hits in that White Sox game. So no, he's all right. He hasn't been hitting a long ball. But Meadows is close, probably if not a core play, but close. Harper's a great play if you want to pay up, definitely. He's having a great year. Smoke Widener, no problem. Another play I like is Mitch Haniger for Seattle. He's going to be really low owned, and he's like 4.9, just below 5K. He's got 3 bombs over his last 7 games, so he's starting to wake up. Elite matchup against Chris Bubik. Bubik right now is allowing 38% hard contact to right-handers, and I actually posted a note in our premium room earlier where Bubik and J.A. Happ, the two guys pitching tonight, we see plate appearance by home run rates. Right now, Bubik, since June 1st, every 15 at-bats give up a home run. J.A. Happ, every 16.9 at-bats give up a home run. That's pretty bad. So that's why I like Mitch Haniger so much tonight. Probably more of a GPP play, but he's got an elite matchup. Anybody else? Kyle Tucker's in a good spot tonight. He's back from COVID. Tyler Naquin at 2.9. Definitely. He should be 4K now. He's on a 15-game hitting streak. During that streak, he's hitting 446 to 556 WOBA. And he's hitting second, get the platoon advantage over Zach Thompson. So Naquin probably could easily be a cash play at 2.9. I did have Victor Robles, but now with the Washington game, I went touchdown. I did love Robles if he was leading off tonight. So But with the weather, can't mess with it. All right, so I kind of bust through there, but so let's kind of like sum this up before I go to stacks. Pitching, Cole or Nola with Gilbert, unless you can get Cole and Nola together. Catcher, punt it. Knapp is now not playing. Just find something like a Romine or something, and then throw him in there. First base, I love Joey Votto. I love that price, but I think this may be another punt position. Nelly Cruzo is maybe get to Nelly Cruzo, but he's gonna be popular. If not, I'm going all the way down to like a Michael Chavis or Brad Miller. Second base, I'm over Brandon Lau. Third base, it's a nobody position. Probably punt it with a Kevin Smith, a minimum guy. Maybe go to Josh Donaldson. He's still under 4K. Joey Wendell, keep Brian Hayes, but don't pay up. Shortstop, I'm rolling with Bubik. Then the outfield, I'm rolling with guys like some kind of a combo with a Meadows, Abisal, Stanton, Tyler Naquin. All depends on where I want to go with pricing and pitching. All right. That's pretty much it. Anybody have any questions? Just and Manet is struggling, so that's why I'm all over Stanton. Anybody that's watched him in Miami when he was so good. This is what he looks like. He really does at the plate. My top stacks tonight, of course, are Tampa, but they're gonna be popular against Matt Harvey. I like Toronto. Toronto probably is not going to be as popular tonight. So my problem is every time I play the Blue Jays or stack them, they don't hit. And tonight, great spot against Matt Manning. I didn't even mention Tio at 4-8. So Tio's, of course, is in play. The Red Sox, if the Red Sox lineup ever comes out, is it out yet? Let me see if it's come out yet since I've been gabbing. No, but the Mets are released theirs for some reason. Padres is now out. Padres came out with Tatis leading off, Cronenworth, Machado, Hosmer, Nola. I think Hosmer's a good spot tonight. Rockies, Brendan Rodgers batting second, even though they're not in Coors. I like Brendan Rodgers. He's totally crushing the second half of the season. And still no Red Sox. All right. No Yankees yet either. And what do we got? Price picks. And you guys play price picks. Like we can end up with that code YFC. If you give me a sec, I gotta pull my price picks up. I have a few of them here. I'll give you maybe some more I was looking at as I was waiting here. So first, from my article, I have Ahmad Rosario over 6 fantasy points. Okay, batting second against Erod, 6 fantasy points the way he's hitting. I got Cole over 7.5 Ks. Let's make sure some of these numbers haven't changed. Logan Gilbert, man, I'm back and forth on Gilbert, the 33.5. I have him under 33.5, but that's something you may want to sit out on that one. I would take the Cole over and the Rosario over. Maybe not mess with Gilbert. Chris Bubik over 4.5 Ks. I thought he was in my article, but I don't mind. I like that. Not that I think he's going to do great, but I think he can get 5 Ks tonight definitely. Sean Manaea under 29.5. So Manaea definitely is struggling. I mean, that's probably Brandon Lau over 8.5. The way Lau's hitting. I mentioned Rosario over 6. I mean, Rosario is hitting 455 with 2 homers over his last 22 at bats, and he crushes lefties 331 with 7 doubles, 4 stolen bases. Facing Erod, take Rosario over 6. Rosario, that's probably the play of the day. Is over 6 Rosario. Scope over 6.5 is probably a decent play. So I would say the Rosario play is a good one, and Garrett Cole over on a strikeout total. All right, that was code YFC. Anybody could play that in their state. I think that's it. I know I talked fast. I went through it, but gives us time to make lineups. Nobody have any questions? It's 14. Well, it's 15 games. Probably gonna be 14 if the Mets get delayed. Once again, remember NFL at 7. I actually just threw a lineup in right before the show came on. WNBA 8 p.m. tonight, 2 games. Tomorrow 3 games. College football show tomorrow 11 a.m. The Super Show for 1 o'clock. Talking about all the updates, injury news, top plays, core plays, and that's probably it. A lot going on here. So, see you guys tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. And thank you, Mickey, our producer. and we are out of here. Thank you.